Radiant team ban. Dire team's turn to ban.
Good
Radiant
evening,
team's turn to ban.
everyone out there who's listening.
Dire team
My
ban.
name is Mithos, and you are joining me tonight for
Radiant
some
team's turn
Amateur
to
Dota
pick.
2 League Season 17 action. Here we've got Wynter on the Radiant. That is Wynter with a Y. I mean, I assume you can see that. I don't know why anyone would be listening to me and not watching Dota. And on the Dire side, we've got Snowflakes assemble. Be interesting to see if Snowflakes actually comes out with a nice themed team, although they have banned Lich, so I highly doubt they're for all of the Snowflakes. And Rasta is their first pickup. Not a whole lot of surprise here. Well, actually, maybe it depends on what you think of as surprise. They've got the first bans out on Veno, Necro, Night Stalker, and Lich. And if we go back and look at
10 seconds
the
remaining.
International, which just happened a couple of glorious weeks ago, Night Stalker and Earthshaker, two of the top picks. Night Stalker actually the top ban in the International 7 that just happened.
Dire team ban.
102 games banned. That's a lot of games. But who knows where we will see these take it. Right now, 2 picks out for each side, and we're on to the third round of bans.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
If I had to guess right now, it looks like Snowflakes Assemble are going for a more push-heavy lineup. Obviously, you've got the wards, the Serpent wards from Rasta, and Earth Spirit there just to create as much havoc as possible.
10 seconds remaining.
While Earthshaker and Disruptor are very good at counter push, very good at fighting. I'd even go so far as to say this is an off-lane shaker rather than the support that we might have seen in the past couple years. We even saw a number of players, I think, male among them, if I'm not mistaken, playing an Earthshaker
10 seconds
mid.
left. Decided?
You know, I'm a bit more of a traditionalist myself, and maybe that's why I'm not a pro. I'm not a huge fan of the Earthshaker mid. I think his attack speed's slow, and I think he scales fairly slowly, given that you need a Blink Dagger first. Shadowblade maybe, but I'm not a huge fan of Earthshaker mid. He's not incredibly dynamic.
10 seconds remaining.
But I do like him in the offlane. He'll always get something.
5 seconds left.
And
Don't
you can
freeze
make
up.
it happen with chain stuns as long as he's getting his levels. The bans do tell me a little bit. It looks like Wynter's trying to avoid longer team fights. Obviously, the Veno and the Bristle, the more they are there, the more damage they do, and it stacks and stacks and stacks.
Dire
so
team's
maybe
turn
they're
to
going
pick.
for a pick-off sort of aggressive lineup, which would lend credence to this off-lane shaker. You want him to get some stuff a little bit quickly. Snowflakes, on the other hand, they're banning out some more aggressive heroes. I guess the Night Stalker is obvious. Lich
10 seconds remaining.
is a first-round ban anyway, based on max level sacrifice. You can get
5
Lich,
seconds remaining.
and his carry leveled very quickly. So, not a surprise there, but and not really tipping a hand. Legion and Axe too strong. Well, in pub speak, they're both junglers at the moment, but both very strong pick-off heroes. So that might also tell you that
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Next pick, Nature's Prophet. I'm going all in on my split push strat here, and that's why they don't want the That's why they don't want the Legion Commander and the Axe in the pool. I'm gonna be going all over the place. Sometimes solo, but I guess Rasta and Furion can push lanes
10 seconds remaining.
by themselves, while the other 3 are off fighting.
5 seconds remaining.
But you don't want to get jumped on by the Night Stalker, by the Legion Commander, by the Axe. Third pickup. I don't know if Wynter wants to pick up their carry yet. They could look for their mid here, but another support's probably the best bet, or a jungler. Again, like I'm guessing that Earthshaker is going to be in the offlane. If I had to guess some top picks from this patch, you've got, well, the Earthshaker's already in the game. Sand King kind of is the same role as Earthshaker, that strong off-laney type of support. So I don't think we'll see that. Batrider's the same way, and then other top pick from the International is Puck, which we haven't seen picked or banned yet. Is a fairly strong mid for Wynter, and it would go well with the Disruptor and Earthshaker. You know, the Dream Coil into Silence into Echo is a very good combination, but it does leave them being pretty squishy and pretty jump-in heavy. And here I'm wrong. So we've got the Sand King, and I'm not sure how they want to lane this. It does give them the flexibility to send either Earthshaker to the offlane or Sand King. Sand King does have the ability to jungle. Obviously, you want that level 2 in Sandstorm to go quickly.
5 seconds remaining.
But Earthshaker, you're either going to play him as a roaming support or as a solo laner, whereas Sand King has the option of doing any of those or jungle, or in a pinch, he's a decent lane support. Not relying on high cooldown, high mana cost spells when you have Sandstorm and Caustic Finale, which is frankly just a ridiculous spell. It just does so much damage. And if you give me 2 shakes here, I'm trying to look up how much damage it does, because I don't have it on recall. I do remember that if a hero stands in Sandstorm for the entire duration, I think it counts as the most damaging single spell in the game. Sandstorm at level 4, 100 damage over 50 seconds. Doesn't take a math major to figure that one out. But we got Caustic Finale is 220 explosion damage if it actually explodes when you're killed, and 110 on expiry. Not to mention a 30% slow for 3 seconds. So very, very good spell, especially against a melee carry. You can just bully them out of the lane like nobody's business. So I guess what I'm saying is I put my money on Sand King being a jungle and lane support rather than that Earthshaker. We will see the Juggernaut picked up, finally going in for a carry on one of these two teams. I find it interesting, though, when you go back and look at the kind of iconic games of this last TI. Of course, I'll probably be comparing quite a bit to it,
10 seconds remaining.
That it's the biggest tournament and it's on this same patch.
5 seconds remaining.
It's really the downfall of the carry as a role, and the best time in any patch that I'm aware of, and I've been playing for a couple of years now, for the roaming supports, because they're always going to the talents and the bounty runes make sure that a roamer's always going to be getting money. And if I'm not mistaken, they did change the bounty scaling a couple patches ago, so that farming, while effective, is less effective than getting killed. Lifestealer, an interesting choice here. Not usually you want to pick Lifestealer against a tanky team or a team that's high armor, neither of which Snowflakes are.
10
Especially
seconds
once
remaining.
Earth Spirit gets his eggs, which he's gonna want eventually.
5 seconds
I don't know why I'm
remaining.
yawning. Must have been a long day at work or something. Once Earth Spirit gets his eggs, obviously you're gonna have the spin from Juggernaut.
Radiant
Nature's
team's turn to
Prophet
ban.
has Sprout TP. A relatively mobile team out from Snowflakes Assemble, although you do have Glimpse and a bunch of stuns from Wynter. So in that respect, the mobility is not going to mean a lot, but they do have the ability to kite
10 seconds
Lifestealer
remaining.
pretty well, with some
5
magic
seconds remaining. Turn to
and the
pick.
pushes out from Earth Spirit. Wouldn't have been the carry I would have picked. I like PA here a little bit better for the jump and blow up capacity instead of, I won't say sustained damage, but Lifestealer, when you have squishier heroes,
10
at least
seconds
initially doesn't
remaining.
get the full benefit of Feast that he would against
5 seconds
your
remaining.
Pudges and your Timber Saws. So last pickup here, we did see 2 strong mid laners banned out. Both teams know that they don't have a mid yet. your Tinker and your Storm Spirit. In my opinion, I think that Snowflakes would be smart to pick up a Viper here and kite the Life Stealer and kite the Earthshaker. But I could see them picking up a number of other things like the Queen of Pain, something to blow up the Disruptor and Sand King before they can get much off, and a natural.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Wynter, I wasn't going to speculate, but Lena's an interesting choice. She does have that Queen of Pain ability to blow up the support. Shadow Shaman, very squishy. Earth Spirit, squishy at first, although he'll gain some. Lena, it looks like they want to have Lena picking off
10
the supports.
10 seconds remaining.
Because, well, and maybe she can kite Juggernaut a little bit.
5
He won't
seconds
take
remaining.
magic damage. But with the move speed from Fiery Soul and the attack speed, we'll be able to attack Juggernaut from range and pretty much do some damage to Nature's Prophet too until he gets an item return. There we go. I called it right away. Very good kiting hero. Puts Snowflakes in a position to be aggressive with their lanes. Wynter has this kind of lull at the beginning. Disruptor's not fully into his zone until he has level 2 or 3 in Glimpse. I doubt he'll be going the Thunderstrike build this game. Earthshaker's slow until he gets a Blink or a Shadow Blade, preferably Blink. Sand King also slow, although Sand King does again have the option to be a little bit AFK. I don't know. Wynter has an aggressive team fight lineup that they're going to need to get all of these ults together to execute. Once they get a Kinetic Field and a Static Storm and an Echo and an Epi together, not a whole lot Snowflakes will be able to do, but Snowflakes does have this window within the first 15 to 20 minutes where they can really take it to Wynter and slow down their farm to keep these item timings from happening. So we're going to go ahead and get in the game. Let me fix my camera here quickly. I think that should
Prepare for
do
battle.
it. All right. And we'll go from there, start introducing the teams. We've got Smoke up here from... That's not what I want. I want... Missing my hotkeys here a little bit. There we go. Last instance is what I want to start with. We've got, in the top lane, Joker on the Juggernaut. Something German, I believe, is their captain on the Rasta, the Shadow Shaman, following him to the top lane. Angry Peasant going to be taking your Viper mid with that delicious new Immortal, his first cosmetic ever. I'm going to go with 50 here for Earth Spirit. And last but not least, we have Das on your Fury, and he's going to get some Treants and send him out and still keep the mana regen. Ping's going top.
30 seconds to battle.
Oh, here you go. They've got the ward placed up. I didn't see who put that down. It's your... Lieutenant Bubblebutt. And I will see who he's playing here in a second. It is not Sand King, that's Herbie. It is not Dareal49 on your Lena. Not Phoenix 24 on the Earthshaker. Insanity on
This ain't no
the
snowball
Life
fight.
Stealer. And there you go. There is our Lieutenant Bubblebutt on your Disruptor. Going to go in the bot lane. Looks like we will have Sand King in the off lane and Earthshaker roaming support, so I was incredibly wrong. He fissure blocked up the mid lane. We'll see if that can benefit Lena as much as it should. She does have the, she has the benefit of the wave clear here with Dragon Slave. Viper actually taking poison attack first level rather than Nether Toxin. I'm not sure I agree with that, just from the perspective that they need to be very aggressive. While I'm thinking about it, poison attack could really go the way of some of Slardar spells, where it gets a better name than just poison attack. Even poison strike or something, that conflicts with a Viper strike. A little bit of support clash here in the mid lane. Disruptor and Earth Spirit going at it. Do we have first blood here? Thunderstrike will go. Dragon Slave just out of range, and he'll level the boulder roll at the same time. Last hits and denies, let's sort them properly here. Juggernaut doing your best in the top lane, not taking while he's being scared away by these street supports, as I was talking about, this Caustic Finale is a very good way to bully the carry out of lane. But if he can't even get to the creep wave thanks to a Pulling Earth Spirit and a zoning Rasta, there's not a whole lot he can do to contest the Juggernaut's farm. And Juggernaut, not that our players here think the MMR range is about 4K. Not saying he needs help last hitting, but Juggernaut is a very easy to last hit carry. Fast attack speed, high damage, and he's even got the Quelling Blade there to make it that much easier. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Viper going for the max poison attack, 1 level in Nether Toxin, just to get those last hits and denies. He and Juggernaut doing about the same, trading back and forth with 8 to 9, now going to be 10 here shortly, last hits. On the bot lane, Lifestealer taking some damage, Feast not able to keep him up quite yet, it's only level 1, and these creeps don't have a whole lot of health. Is that... what level is that already? It's level 2 in the tree, and it's going to be spawning 3 of them per, that's why one of them just timed out, he must have had his second set.
First blood!
Nature's Prophet keeping forward for the Courier, not going to find it. I did miss First Blood top, it was the Sand King, but I'm not entirely surprised. They had Shadow Shaman rotate behind him. The Dire support's doing work in being able to zone him out, not to mention this Observer Ward right there. It's fortunate for Snowflakes that their lanes are going so well, and it's really thanks to right now the range on the Nature's Prophet up against these 2 melee heroes and the expendable treants. Not tanky enough that Feast is doing anything to them, so they can just do a little bit of extra chip damage and keep him out of the lane. As Nature's Prophet, his level 4 to level 3 Lifestealer, going to be very happy in this off lane. About even in mid lane, Lina taking over the last hits. That's thanks to the second level and the Dragon Slave can really spam that from behind the lines. And the Bottle Charge is going to keep it up. 2 pings out right now. DOS does see the Earth Shaker and he's level 2. But has a fissure ready, so he's not going to want to go in quite yet. Can't get the block off in the trees. Some right clicks. Does he have Sprout? No, he doesn't. But he has level 2 in TP and level 2 in Treant.
What have we here?
Blocks up the Earth Shaker, not quite yet. Ping out on top doesn't get anything done. I didn't see which team it was. But Something German's still able to zone this Sand King out. Already level 3 though, 2 levels in the Caustic Finale, if only he could use it. Wants to get this one off. And will. Nature's Prophet gonna phase boot back for the rune.
Pull roots and run.
He'll drop some treants and kill the camp, and then he'll probably TP back forward. I'm not sure if he knows that Lieutenant Bubblebutt is here on the case. In fact, I am sure he knows because they've got the Observer Ward here. It's about to expire, and I don't think that's 10 seconds. Will be able to get there in time. 8, 7. Oh, I think he knows. It's a shame they could have gotten the 100 gold there and made that sentry worthwhile. But they were able to just barely see it as they placed the sentry and walked up the cliff. Earth Spirit's going to be rotating back top. He's got a Boulder Smash and roll. He's going to roll and get the slow off. There's the stun. And Sand King's going to Burrow Strike through, but no avail. Joker's already got the Blade Fury on him. And that radius is a lot bigger than you expected when you're playing against it.
I will not forget this.
This is one of the cosmetics that actually
Radiant's
shows
top
it
tower
pretty
is under
well
attack.
how far that range is. Not all of them do. Fish are going to be coming out trying to do some chip damage on the Nature's Prophet, but not going to be that effective. Insanity gonna get hit up, get forced back. Lifesteal again, not quite enough. Pings, pings, pings. This ward here from the Dire, seeing Lieutenant Bubblebutt still level 1. can't even get into a lane. Do I have a hero level here? No, that's not that one. There we go. Still level 1, not able to do anything as Lena and Viper both get their level 6. Lena out of mana. And Viper has treads already and a cloak. That's definitely a reaction to being in the lane with Alina, but I'm not sure what he's going to do with it.
Where did I go?
Maybe turn it into a pipe eventually, which is actually a fantastic idea. Although, personally, I would prefer to see him get a Dragon Lance and get some attack items first. That will be a very good item for his team, especially if he can get the hood early. Shrine up by Lena just to get the mana. Probably spotted out by Earth Spirit with his Invis rune. Gonna want to go on mid. Disruptor's still level 1. Viper Strike available. Stun's a little bit too early. Nature's Prophet also commits the Wrath of Nature. He's from out the top. I'm gonna miss another kill. Thinking wanted to get off that one last hit just to get some money before he died, but it will fail in the end. And more pings coming out. Dire knows that they've got this timing and they want to keep pushing. Lifestealer, let's go back to the last hits here for a second. Is languishing a bit compared to the Dire carries. He is about 10 last hits behind. But he's gotten his space now because they haven't come in to kill him. If he can get level 6 before this gank, he might be able to survive it, but unless he turns back now, we've got a stun and the Nature's Prophet damage, not to mention the Treant. He is in a bad position. He's gonna pop the Rage and the Open Wounds. The Rage is gonna run out now, and he gets stunned up. Nature's Prophet is still slowed by the Open Wounds. Now they'll just have to set it up for some shift damage on the Phoenix. Comes back in actually. Insanity, not level 6 because of the Disruptor. Got level 2. He's got Kinetic Field as well as the Static Storm. Not Static Storm. He's got the Thunder Strike. Rolls through 1 for 1. Wynter actually gets the better side of that as they get the kill on Dot before he gets the kill on Wynter. So the experience all going the way of your Earth Spirit on the Dire side and not that core. All in all, about an even trade, I think. Yeah, a little bit more gold for the Radiant side, and that's just because of the scaling. Dire was the head, and a little bit more experience. Again, the same thing. But it was split in 3 ways instead of all given to Nature's Prophet. Here's going to be a Sprout up. No, he doesn't have it actually. That's, I won't say a misplay, but if he had a Sprout or any other slow, that would have given Viper the chance to Viper Strike. They'll rotate 3 in mid here, hoping to get the tower down. Meanwhile, Tanking just trades top. He's going to take a lot of damage actually from this spin. Not enough to kill him, not quite. And Jug knows it, and he thinks Tanking Herbie's going to walk out
Dire's
here, but
bottom tower is under attack.
Hoping to hide. Actually, don't have my vision hotkeys. I don't think. That's unfortunate. I did miss the kill on mid, but I'm again not entirely surprised. Had the Earth Spirit rotate through, and thinking we'll finally get to the death. Oh, committed Omni Slash for that. Interesting choice. First Infest coming from Lifestealer, and it is on. Where are you, Lifestealer? He's on a creep. Okay. One interesting thing I want to point out. I can't remember which of the cast was talking about this. Lifestealer really only has one vessel right now. He's got the Earth Shaker to get in. Once Earth Shaker gets his Blink Dagger, or by comparison to Tanking, but the Tanking he's died so many times, he's not going to get that Blink Dagger anytime soon. when you only have one available carrier for the infest, it gives a lot of knowledge to the other team as to, okay, if Lifestealer's off the map and the one blink hero is on the map, you know to avoid that hero because there are probably actually two there. Once
The seeds of fortune.
Radiant gets two blink dagger carries, probably Herbie and Phoenix, you don't know which one Lifestealer is going to be in.
Radiant's
So
top
you have to be a
tower
lot more
just as much help
careful
as
with
bottom.
your map movements. You don't know, is he going to be infested in thinking? Is he going to be infested in the Earthshaker? Is he going to be infested in a creep? And just because he's not showing on the map doesn't mean you know where he is. I realize that sounds a little bit backwards, but the faster that Radiant can get at these blink daggers, the faster they're going to have the mind game advantage. Earth Spirit with another lucky Invis rune, and he blocks the smoke, but they don't carry any detection because they don't have any need to. Heck, not even any sentry wards for de-warding. That is fortunate for Dire, and it's gonna keep them rolling
Radiant's
just
top
that much
tower
more.
has looked better.
Hangs out on bottom. He does see
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
this Lifestealer, I think. Knows he just rotated off the lane. And top tower will fall, which is the first tower to be claimed in this game. Snowflakes Assemble keeps taking more and more map control and game control away from the Radiant side. I don't want 5 status. I want net worth just to show that Jug is actually now ahead. Took that away from the Viper now that this game has slowed down a little bit. But Viper did get up that hood, and it looks like he's going for a fast pipe. Only about 200 away from it, and he'll get it from this next creep wave coming through. Or heck, maybe even the tower, because it is about to go down. Disruptor pings out the Shadow Child, but I don't know what he thinks he's going to do. Level 3 in Glimpse, and not quite the Static Storm yet. Gonna rotate around and see the Nature's Prophet, how much they can do.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
that
has fallen.
will be the pipe up here in just under 5 seconds. And if you're Radiant right now, if you're Wynter,
Yes.
that's a lot of their damage gone. Feast is not magic damage.
Haste.
But again, who is Feast for? You've got your Fissure, which is magic. You've got Echo that's going to be coming up. Lena, only 1 level in Fiery Soul, so all of her damage right now is magical, including the Laguna Blade. I think it still turns pure when you get a Magnet Scepter. And Sand King, Cosmic Finale is also magical, Perverse Strike also magical, and Epicenter also magical. One more attack, is he gonna get it? No, he's not. It just gets it over the cliff and gets the vision. And here is what I'm talking about. They've got the Lifestealer infested in the Earthshaker, who doesn't even have a Blink Dagger yet. So he's gonna be walking in, hoping to get the other team to go on him as this Observer reward scouts out the rotation by Lieutenant Bubblebutt, and also by Daryl 49 here. And they'll back off and not do anything. And even without knowing that's where Lifestealer is invested, of course they show it now, no one's even going to bother coming. Jug's up, farming top, looking to get his Diffusal Blade up next, I would imagine. No need for a Manta this early. The Diffusal will give him the chase that he needs. Doss opting for a 1-4-3 as he gets his Shadow Blade. Doesn't think he needs the chase. TPing in bottom, stunned up on Phoenix thanks to the Boulder Smash. Viper Strike on Insanity, which goes through Rage, but he will be able to just walk it off 50 chasing into the trees, getting through, but Joker, there's the TP. Does he get another Boulder Smash? He does, and he barely doesn't get it. Disruptor has to go away with Glimpse on cooldown and no Static Storm yet. He'll have to give that one up. The TP was top, so Insanity can go back to farming, but it's not going to do him a whole lot of good as Snowflakes Assemble just gets to take this tower. Mango used just in case someone TPs in, wants to be able to use that on me.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Level
3
healing ward making this push possible right now.
Dire's Snow fortified their structures.
And they'll be able to CP top and
Radiant's bottom tower
completely defend this tower. No big
Dire's middle
deal at
tower
all.
is under attack.
Viper is infested. This is not good for life. This is not where you want to be. 1-2 hits on the courier, on the creep. Viper strike, good range. He doesn't have another range. He did it the last second, but it doesn't matter. The damage was done, and the Nether Toxin takes its toll.
I'll take that.
Talk about item pickups here. Nothing really to speak of. Luna's going to be building up an Acceptor, wants that pure damage, wants it to go through the magic immunity for Juggernaut and not be reduced by Viper's passive. Of course, you have got the armlet up on Wynter, Insanity. We already talked about the pipe on Viper. Does have
Radiant's bottom tower
the bit of alacrity, so it tells me he wants to pick up Yasha of his own. Actually going for the attack speed, not bothering with the Dragonlance, which is usually my first pickup. Although, I wonder if he's building Assange Yasha as a gateway to something, as in he's going to go pick up a Manta and a Halberd. That would be a very good pickup, although I'm not sure Viper's the one I would want it on. Straight up, Omni Slash, kill the Weaver. Burrow Strike not going to do anything. Stunned up before he can get the FP off, and now he's not even going to want to. Last crit, you've got the Dragon Scream there. I don't really know how you stop this right now as Wynter. You need the Static Storm, you need the Echo Slam, and both of your supports are only level 5. I can't see the cooldown on them, so that's really not helpful to me. Wards dropped. I think they're gonna want to get this and then move for Raj, as
shouldn't have to take this abuse.
they know the ults aren't
Where
up
did
yet,
Radiant's
so
middle
they
tower
can't go
go?
high ground. The smart plays here, in my
Radiant's
opinion, are to
top
rotate
tower is
top
under
and get this
attack.
tower, or go straight for Raj. And Raj again is getting riskier by the second as these heroes respawn and start to move into the mid lane. Kirby does have the center up, but we
Radiant's
talked
top
about he's
tower
level
has looked
9.
better.
He'll take some damage from the wards here. They can't do anything about those. And pings are coming out. They know Lifestealer's here. I was gonna say they think he's here, but he absolutely is here. He's gonna rage TP, and it's not gonna run out in time for them to do anything about it. But they did waste the infest, get the money from the creep, and send him back to the base where he's not farming.
And accept.
Just an absolute disaster. That's not what I want. I want difference in net worth. About 10,000 gold in favor of Snowflake right now. Like I said during the draft, they have this timing where
Dire's middle tower isn't going to
they
last
can
long.
stop Wynter from getting any of their items up, and that's exactly what they've done. Where Wynter is very Blink Dagger dependent on the Earthshaker, on the Sand King. Disruptor wants to force that, but really doesn't need one because Glimpse has all the cast range you want. And Lena needs at least a survivability item before they can stand these team fights. the advantage they have with Viper and the Earth Spirit has just been pushed to the utmost. And what in a other game like some of the finals that Team Liquid played in CI, this hasn't really been a stomp so much as a slow
Look
roll.
at that. Radiant's courier just got killed.
There you go. There's your nature private. They're hanging out. They know he's there, and he will just shadow blade it away. And you'd think they'd learn their lesson by now, get some detection, and indeed the dust of appearance.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Dash, but that's really not going to help anything. But where another game might have been just an absolute stomp,
Radiant's bottom tower
this
is
has
under
been
attack.
kind of a slow roll from Snowflakes Assemble. They've taken every little bit of ground just incrementally and not given anything back, which is a very, I won't say
Radiant's top tower
risky way
deserves
to
just as
play,
much help as
because
bottom.
it's one of these things where sometimes when you get the advantage, you want to take
Radiant's
the
top
advantage
tower has
and
fallen.
keep it,
Fortunes change.
and not press your luck letting the other team catch back up or take
seeds of
these team fights. Like, now that Echo's gonna be up, here it is, and Epi and Status Storm. Right now, Wynter has a chance to equalize is a tough word, but they have a chance to get back in the game by letting Snowflakes Assemble group up and hitting these three ults all at the same time. Of course, the Static Storm, the Epi, and the Echo. And once you get that team fight, you get an infusion of cash into the Lifestealer, into the Lina, and in that time, maybe they take a tower, and maybe they take a rock, and all of a sudden you have the heroes picking back up where they wouldn't have before, and the fights get just a little bit harder. So right now, Snowflakes Assemble is very dependent on not making these mistakes, and this fight is exactly what they want. As I'm talking about how they can screw up, they are not screwing up. They're taking this fight and continuing that slow roll through, getting one kill, getting two. Earth Spirit's gonna get out, traps himself, could deny it in neutral, so decides not to. Here's the sprout up, and now they have what they need to kite Insanity again. His rage is out, and the Viper's gonna come through with this slow. They get a 2-for-1 there, and that is all they need. Insanity, oh, you're a little bit too slow getting out, doesn't want to run that way. DOS dodges the Dragon Slave, 1 hit, 2 hits, Armlet saves him, and Angry Peasant is not going to want to commit. The Rage not going to be able to get another Toxin again, and they don't have quite the survivability to keep Nature out of it. But here comes Joker using a late hit from the Omni Slash. I don't know if the recap will show that entire thing. It will.
Radiant's middle
That's
tower
a
could
4
use some
for
help.
2, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I want to say standing, because that's what they've showed me right now.
Radiant's middle tower
Snowflakes Assemble
is under attack.
is taking these fights one by one. Actually, gonna lose one more here. This is a big net worth swing if they can get the Viper, but he is very survivable. He's got the pipe as well as the armor here, the corrosive skin, and Ross is gonna come in. They're gonna get another kill here on the Sand King. There's your Ricochet going down, and they're chasing onto the Lina. Unfortunately, this is when you want to use Zombie Slash. She'll pop in the Mantis, then get the tower. Able to save these heroes in time to keep the roll going and not grouping up enough once the ultimate takes place. This is exactly how they want to play right now. There's low risk in keeping these heroes heroes alive, and that'll be one set of racks, and maybe even two if
Radiant's
they
middle
want
barracks
it.
have fallen.
They know the ultimates are down, but they'll go back and try to get the shrines instead.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
Conservative play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
At this point, I really don't know.
I'll take that as tribute.
How Wynter gets back into this. That was their chance when the ultimates came up to take the fights, and it just didn't work. And Lena's gonna go for your Shadow Blade, and travel is kind of ambitious there. But Earthshaker nowhere close to a blink. Sand King nowhere close to a blink. Actually decided to get the Yules instead. Knows he needs the mana regen to sustain the fights as well as the survivability that can him and the disable to get one of their heroes out of the match. It's not the pickup you want, but it's the pickup you need. And with this rush, I almost think that Danger escaped yet again. They're all standard. That Snowflakes simple.
No sun's down.
They might be unbeatable here.
I touched an Aegis once.
If they're waiting until Earth Spirit has more stones up, but they probably don't even need to. All he needs to do is initiate with one stone on
Radiant's
Lena
courier has been killed.
and give everyone else enough time to get in. Another courier pick off from Nature's Prophet. I don't even know what it was doing out that far. I think maybe the Lifestealer was in this camp and they picked it off here. I'm not sure why they don't have sentry wards in that entire area. They let him get out again, and it was 4v1 at the time. That would have been a great pickup. Wards dropped, and this tower's probably gonna, if he focuses it with the wards, this tower's probably gonna go down before they can do anything about it. They will just slow down. Juggernaut has the, yes he does, so he'll go in the front line with Viper behind him. Sanji's finish up, they're going for the butterfly again instead of the dragon land. Here comes out the static storm. At the center coming through. Gonna die before it finishes, but it doesn't matter. Earthshaker doesn't have enough mana, doesn't want to use the soul ring to kill himself before the Extra Slam. And no buybacks are available. One from the disruptor for 1 second to do. The static storm already down. Here goes the Aegis, maybe. Tower gets the last shot on Aegis, but with Infest done and Armlet not gonna do too much against damage over time. All he has to do is attack and Earth Spirit gets the kill. That's a sad day for your carry.
Radiant's top barracks have fallen.
Jug actually picked up a Blink Stagger from the follow, and that'll be Lena going down as they continue to just kill the base. GG's called from Lieutenant Bubblebutt, and we'll have a game 2 for you shortly.
Fire victory!
Really, that's just a tale of inches, like I was talking about. Every piece of that map that Snowflakes took, they never gave it back, and just absolutely dominated it from minute 1 in the lanes. Like I said, they had to from the draft, and they knew what they had to do, and they took it. So if you like what you heard, welcome again to AD2L for the night. We're gonna have one more game from Snowflakes Assemble and Wynter, W-Y-N-T-E-R, not I. My name is Mithos. You can check me out at AKA Mithos on Twitter. My Twitch is twitch.tv/Zaladin. That's Z-A-L-E-D-E-N. Different name, different times. But please come back for game numero dos, or number 2 for those of us who